Have you ever wanted to purchase a property at auction? Well, in this video, I'm diving into the world of property auctions, a space that I've personally learnt a lot about in recent months. In fact, my last two property purchases have been from auction, one traditional auction and one from modern method of auction, which I'll talk about more shortly. But auctions can be intimidating, particularly if you're new to them. But once you know how they work and how to approach them strategically, well, they can be an incredible opportunity for property investors like you and I. So let's get into it. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't always a fan of auctions. From 2019 to 2023, I just avoided them. Why? Well, because I felt like they were rushed, and to be honest, I felt a bit uncomfortable doing them. I didn't allocate the time to properly learn how auctions worked. And instead, I just focused on more traditional deals, either through an estate agent or direct to vendor. But looking back, that was a huge mistake, as I could have purchased more properties and I could have done that quicker if I had built this into my property buying process. And that is why, now that I do have experience in them, now I do understand how they work and I do feel confident in them, well, that is exactly why I wanted to create this video and share that information with you so you can perhaps think about adopting and taking on properties at auction. So for the first part of this video, well, let's look at how auctions work, all right? So let's break down exactly how they work from start to finish. Because typically, when you go to buy a house that is normally on the market through an estate agent, well, you call the agent, you discuss the house with them, you arrange and attend a viewing, you then submit an offer, and then you start negotiations with the owner. And if you agree on a price, well, then you will be more than likely looking at about 8 to 12 weeks in terms of a purchase timeline. Whereas when it comes to an auction property, yes, the beginning might look similar. You might look at the property online, you call the agent, you go round and view the property, but everything beyond that point is a little bit different, because you have to think about registering to bid, you have to think about if you are going to make a pre-auction offer or whether you're going to bid on the day, and you need to think about all the things you need to do prior to making that bid on that property. So for example, when you are interested in a property and it's at auction, well, that next step for you is going to be to pre-register to bid, because this gives you that official go-ahead to place bids on properties that you're interested in, okay? And when you have registered and when you do go ahead and you're bidding on a property on the day, if you are the winning bidder, well, it's going to be quite different from a normal purchase, because you've got to exchange contracts almost straight away and you've got to pay a deposit as well. So you're normally paying a 10% deposit, which to some people can feel quite alien because you've just agreed, now you're exchanging contracts. So it's all quite front loaded rather than back loaded in a more traditional purchase. And once you have exchanged contracts, well, then you're going to be looking at a kind of completion timeline anywhere from like 14 to 56 days. Most commonly I see 14 days, 20 working days, 28 days is quite a common one, and then 56 days as well is a common one. So now let's quickly talk about the different types of auction. You see, there are a couple of different ways that auctions can work. First of all, we have what I call traditional auctions. You see, you're going to go and bid on a property, and if you are the winning bidder, like I just said, well, you're going to exchange, and quickly after you pay those fees, and then you work towards completion, and it's within a set timeline. Okay, some of those traditional auctions are in person, where you're going to be physically present and like raising your hand or your card to place bids on the day. Others are online, in fact more online now, where everything is done through like a virtual auction platform or a website. This more traditional route of auction, you could call it, is my preferred method of auction, as it's quick, it's clear cut, and in most instances the fees aren't too high either. The other type of auction that is growing in popularity is MMOA, which stands for the modern method of auction. The way it works, an estate agent pairs with an MMOA auction business, and usually the property is listed online by the estate agent, almost like any other property would be listed. Viewings are then carried out, and based upon the level of interest, an auction date is then set for online bidding, but not before then. And from my experience, if you are the winning bidder, or you agree to purchase it before or after, do kind of a pre or post auction offer, well, The purchase differs slightly from a traditional auction in the fact that you don't need to exchange contracts as quickly or immediately like you do in the traditional route. And in fact, you are also going to get about 56 days to complete on the purchase as well. And the main negative around MMOA is the fee, in my opinion, okay? Because it's around 4.5% of the purchase price, or a minimum of £6,600. And in my eyes, you just have to try and see that as like a sourcing fee and try and build it into your numbers when making the offer. And this is where I think, modern method of auction is actually just the best route for estate agents because they're going to make more money, more commission, but isn't the best route for homeowners because they feel like, oh, I'm getting a good deal here. I'm not paying a fee. The buyer's paying the fee, but well, the buyer has to think about that fee, take it into account, and probably make a slightly lower offer because they're factoring that into their costs. But overall, every auction is different. Every auction has different fees, so it is really, really important to understand the rules of that specific auction that you are bidding in or attending, and also thoroughly read the special conditions that comes in the legal pack too. So now let's talk about how I approach auctions, okay? Let me walk you through my step-by-step process because I break it down into these main steps. Number one is deal analysis. I make sure the numbers work. I calculate what my maximum bid is going to be before the day, and I always try and view the property if possible to try and de-risk my purchase even further. Number two is I create a plan. I get my financing in order to start with, whether that's going to be bridging, lending, investors funds, or whether it's my own funds coming out of another deal. I get that ready and I think about how I'm going to finance this deal before I go ahead and commit to bidding on something. I also look and decide and calculate how much the refurbishment is going to cost and what type of refurbishment I'm doing. And then I'm going to think about what is my exit strategy. Is it a flip? Is it a buy, refurbish, refinance style project? Number three absolutely has to be the legal pack. Before bidding on any property, I thoroughly review the legal pack and I look at the title deeds, I look at the searches, the special conditions and other forms, okay? Such as on a leasehold, well, you're going to have a leasehold forms. On, let's say on most properties, you're going to have fixtures and fittings forms. And as I mentioned there, I'm going to really go into detail on the special conditions form because that could have hidden clauses, hidden fees, and I really want to understand what I'm actually going to be bidding on here. Number four is going to be registering to bid. As I mentioned, this is an important part of the process. And I make sure that my solicitor, ID and documents are all in place, and then I prepare my holding deposit of funds because a lot of auctioneers might actually choose to hold or freeze some of your funds prior to bidding, so that if you do bid and you are the winning bidder, you can't just disappear. For some of the auctioneers that do that, they generally tend to freeze like £5,000 or £10,000 in your bank, and that's just temporarily whilst the auction is on, and then it's returned if you are not the successful bidder. And last but absolutely not least is preparing for the day, and I'm preparing my bidding strategy. How do I intend to bid on the day? Am I going to race out the blocks with a large bid and be really aggressive? Or am I going to sit back and see what other bidders do and try to go up cautiously and then just jump in when I think necessary, okay? There are strategies, you have to think about this. And of course, we are competing with other people. So we need to set that maximum bid, and then we need to turn up on the day and do the best thing that we can do in order to win that property. So that was how I approach auctions. And now I want to talk to you about my tips for having success at auction as well. So first of all, I'm going to tell you to try and speak with the auctioneer before that you bid, okay? Try to find out who that seller is. Why are they selling the property? And ask any questions that might give you an edge over other buyers. The second thing is if the auction has multiple viewing slots, well, attend them all if you can to see the property in different lights, but more importantly, to see how much competition there is, okay? The more information you have, the better. Next is to remember that the reserve price is typically set within 10% of the guide price, so use that to your advantage, but also don't get too attached to the guide price because some people guide their property at market value price. Some people, guide it all the way down here. For example, you might have a property that's worth 100,000 that's guided at 90 or 100,000, but you also might have a property that's worth 100,000, but it's guided at 25,000 because they're trying to draw in as much interest as possible. It's a marketing ploy, get you interested, get you thinking about buying something, you know, between 25 and 50,000 when actually it might run up and well past that. Okay, what is really important is to always calculate your numbers and work out what your maximum bid is so that you attend the day already knowing what your maximum is. Next is to pre-arrange your financing, whether that's through a broker, a bridging lender, or via private investors. Have all of that lined up, and also have a solicitor who is ready and available and can complete your purchase in that 20, 28 or 56 day window, as often that is what the auction requires you to do. So there you have it, a very quick guide, a very quick video on how to approach property auctions successfully. It's all about doing your homework. It's all about planning ahead and having the right team in place, okay? I often lean on people, okay? I might call my builder, show him a video, I might call my solicitor, quickly show him some legal documents, and I try to get their feedback. So having that team around you is super, super important. But don't get me wrong, auctions can be a very fast-paced environment, and it's a very rewarding way to acquire properties as well. But it also comes with a lot more risks and requires a lot more preparation. So don't take this video as an excuse to not do your preparation. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure that you get all of your ducks in a row before going and bidding on that property. But I wanted to use this video really as a way of building your confidence around thinking about adding auctions into your process of finding and buying properties, okay? Don't rely on it solely, but also don't just rely on the traditional route of finding a house through an estate agent. There are multiple things we can do to try and find more deals. For me, yes, I'm talking to estate agents, so I'm trying to buy down that route. Yes, I'm also going direct to vendor, and we're doing direct to vendor marketing to try and get direct to the owners before they go to the estate agent or before they go to the auction. Yes, I'm working with other sourcers because I value that if a sourcer brings me a below market value deal, and yes, I just have to factor in their fee into the costs, I'm happy to do that. And then of course, I also try to bid at properties at auction. Yes, they're sometimes more distressed and you've got to buy them quicker, but it's a really, really good route of finding quite unique deals and being able to buy them quite quickly. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in an auction room very soon, or an online auction room very soon. Thank you for watching, and well, I'll see you in the next video, won't I?